So Donald Trump just won the US elections. And I already did a Kamala roast video, right? So in the name of fairness, we now find ourselves at the official Donald Trump roast, where we're going to roast him from that characteristic orange to a delicious golden brown. Let's go. Okay, so let's start the Trump roast by talking about a topic that both candidates have been very involved with. Immigration and the border. This is one of the things that Trump felt the strongest about during his presidency. And let's be honest, right? But Trump, useless bastard that he is, yeah, he did a better job. Trump was proactive on this issue and wanted to address it 8 years ago before it became the huge problem it is today, and Kamala fully shit the bed on the border. Shit fucking everywhere. Mate, it's kind of hard to roast Trump on this when even Kamala has self-admitted that Trump's wall was a good idea.
Donald Trump, the wall, is a border wall stupid?
I am not afraid of good ideas where they occur.
So you don't think it's stupid anymore?
Right, so I can't really criticize Trump for this, can I? But listen, right, I just want to get this out of the way so we can move on to the next topic and have it be non-stop roasting from there on. Alright? You're dead, Donald. Next, let's talk about food. And the main issue with food, right, is that it isn't tasty. Like, Gordon Ramsay should really have to... Oh shit, no, my bad, right? It's that people can't afford food now because of inflation, which really ramped up during COVID, right? And the Biden-Harris administration haven't been able to bring it down. So again, kind of hard to criticize Trump here. Shit. But one thing I do want to mention, right, whilst we're on the topic of food, is Robert F. Kennedy Jr., with his aim being to address the issue of ultra-processed foods and all the random shit they put in food nowadays that cause diseases. And he is dedicated to putting a stop to this and making America healthy again. Which, whether Republican or Democrat, right, mate, you have to admit it's pretty awesome. And if you don't, right, it means something wrong with you. But Bobby is a lifelong Democrat. So unfortunately, right, we won't be getting him to help with the... Wait, he's a Republican now? Alright, well played, Donald, you orange knobhead. Listen, the roasting's gonna start right after this chapter, right? But respect where respect's due. Bad orange man deserves a big pat on the back for doing that, right? Cause that's awesome. Cause I do fucking love RFK Jr. But whatever, right? You're getting it now, Donald, you orange bitch. Next topic. So let's move on to taxes. Now listen, I don't think I'm qualified to speak on this, right? Because believe it or not, I haven't spent my entire life studying economics. I know, mate, shocking. I mean, I do find it weird that they're always talking about taxing the rich more when they're the ones who contribute the majority of tax revenues already. But whatever, I don't know shit on this topic, right? So I'm not going to talk about it. But one thing that I do want to mention though, right, which I think is fucking amazing, was Kamala Harris and the Democratic Party's drive to get rid of corruption and wasteful spending with their government efficiency task force. Wait, that was Trump as well? Shit! Mate, rather than the government constantly asking you for more and more taxes to raise tax revenue for them to actually do something with, Trump says that he wants to make sure the government is actually spending your money wisely and not pissing it down the drain or stealing it. Not gonna lie, that's pretty awesome. Cause mate, the government has wasteful spending going on fucking everywhere. Like 11 billion being spent on a railway project that built 1,600 feet of concrete with no rails, 8 billion being spent on building a grand total of 8 EV charging stations, and recently $42 billion being wasted to connect literally 0 people to the internet. Mate, if wasting money was an Olympic event, the US government would make Usain Bolt look like a failure. And Donald says that he wants to bring an end to this wasteful spending. Not gonna lie, right? That's hard to criticize. And corruption too. Oh my god, man. So much of that as well. Listen, I remember seeing a video of House Representative Mike Waltz in one of those Senate type hearings, right? Showing a bag of bushings.
This, Mr. Secretary, is a bag of bushings.
Which you or I could go into a store and get for between $50 to $200, right? According to this guy in the YouTube comments, because I don't know what the bushings are. But whatever, somewhere between $50 to $200, right? But have a guess, right? How much do you think the Air Force pays for this bag of bushings?
$90,000.
$90,000. That's fucking insane. Not gonna lie, right? I kind of expect some skimming off the top to be going on in the government. Like, I would understand if they skimmed like, I don't know, 9 grand, maybe up to 15 grand at a push, right? But the military industrial complex saw $90,000 and they skimmed $89,800 from the top. Mate, Mate, that's 99.78% at a best case scenario. And the US taxpayer en masse has no fucking issue with this. What? Mate, that is mind control level impressive. Seriously, right? Imagine working hard for 5 years and having $90,000 in taxes taken from you and your family, right? And all it did was buy your government some shit worth $50. That would bring my piss to a boil. And the rest, of course, went into the pockets of some rich cunt who works for the military-industrial complex. But Trump says he wants to finally bring a stop to that shit and make sure your hard-earned money is actually being made use of. Again, hard to criticize. But enough compliments, right, you old bloated orange prick? Now that shit's all out the way, right? Let's get to dissing this prick, right, on the most important topic. War! Listen, right, when it comes to war, Donald Trump's approach is fucking horrible. Donald Trump, the guy who we were all rightfully told for 8 years is a monster and mentally unstable and a whack job who can't be trusted with the nuclear codes, right? Just wants the killing to stop as fast as possible.
Do you want Ukraine to win this war?
I want the war to stop.
Russia and Ukraine's got to stop.
I want everybody to stop dying. Right now, we want to get that war settled.
Oh, for fuck's sake, man! Which is pretty uncharacteristic behavior from a supposed mentally unstable wannabe dictator, is it not? Again, right, Trump wanting to end wars is another thing I can't criticize. Listen, mate, we all agree that war is horrible. Listen, if wars between countries were fought in the octagon with each leader fighting each other in a 5-round championship UFC fight, holy shit, mate, war would be the best thing ever. I'd be the biggest war hawk on earth. Right, but they're not. Unfortunately, right, wars are fought by the innocent people who live in each country, which is shit. And because of this, right, everyone should be an advocate of wanting to end wars as fast as fucking possible when diplomatic solutions are available. Because again, right, if these two have an issue, it's not these two who fight. It's these ones. And that's not fair. Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what Trump says he wants.
Long-term peace.
We have to get rid of nuclear weapons. One of the things I was going to do and I would have done is denuclearization. Weapons, including nuclear. Doesn't really make sense that we're all doing this. They're so bad. They're too destructive. I think it's much better if we all got together and we didn't make these weapons. Would you like to respond to that?
I think that it is a very good idea.
So again, right, no criticisms and top fucking marks for him. I'm sorry, right, but everyone should respect the guy for it. And if you don't, right, what the fuck is wrong with you? If you can't get away from your I'm a Democrat, I'm a Republican-ness for long enough to give someone respect for not wanting mass death to happen, Jesus Christ, what the fuck is your problem, warmongerer? You've basically turned your political standing into a fucking cult and you need to see a fucking therapist. Seriously, if you can't give Donald Trump props for wanting to end wars, you're worse than as bad as what you think Trump is. Listen, there's way more points that I want to make about this, right? But this video is getting way long enough already, so that's enough. Okay, listen, so I was going to do a Trump roast, but I abandoned that idea pretty quickly, right? For 3 reasons. 1, because in my opinion, the guy has some pretty bold and drastic ideas that I think make for a very interesting political experiment. And with some seriously impressive people behind him to potentially help him do it, right? And I want to see how that plays out. Secondly, because he's already won the presidency, and I think it's beneficial to spread words of hope and reasons to be optimistic rather than pessimistic once a decision has already been set in stone and can't be reversed. And most importantly, right, because the man has had 2 fucking assassination attempts on him already. So I don't think he deserves any more fuel being added onto the fire. And I'm sure people are going to say, oh, he's a Trump guy, knew he was a Trump supporter, over being a Kamala supporter. 100%. Listen, fuck your parties, right? Whoever had better policies and a better vision for America, that's who I supported. And this year, I was with these guys 1000%. And mate, the Democrats' political strategy was so bad. Like first, right, it was to try and hide Joe's dementia for as long as they could and tell you that he's amazing. But after that collapsed, and it was Kamala, right? All the Democrats did this presidential cycle was 3 things. 1, take quotes that Trump said and take them wildly out of context or exaggerate them and keep saying, oh my God, can you believe he said that? What an asshole. Despite how valid, exaggerated, or taken out of context his comments were. 2, just throw celebrities at you because that'll impress you, right? Even if it costs $10 fucking million, treating you like actual idiots and showing no care for your day-to-day concerns. And And 3, call you literal garbage if you even considered not voting for them, despite them offering no major policies that benefited you whatsoever. Unbelievably stupid. But despite this, right, almost half the population still voted for her. What? Mate, that's fucking madness. And I'd hear stupid comments like, Kamala didn't win because people didn't want a woman as president. Mate, it has nothing to do with her being a woman, right? And it had everything to do with her just being a candidate. Like, can you not accept that? And then other comments like, oh, but Trump is a convicted felon. Yeah, convicted by the same justice system that saw Hillary Clinton's emails and Hunter Biden's shady millions earned and had no issue with them. Yeah, mate, very legit. But Trump cast doubt on the American voting process. Yeah, because there's no reason to have any doubts with the American voting system, is there?
I would just like to know what you can say to reassure us that this election will not be rigged or stolen.
So I want to be honest. It's not as if it's just Republicans who have monkeyed around with elections in the past. Sometimes Democrats have too.
And not to mention the 15 million voters who mysteriously chose not to vote this election.
It helps in Ohio that we got Democrats in charge of the machines.
Like, come on now, you can't be selective with the information you choose to take in or not because you're loyal to your party. No one should be loyal to a party. Be loyal to your country, man. Trump was the better candidate by a fucking mile, despite the mainstream media confidently telling you otherwise non-stop. Listen, I would ask people to stop regurgitating what you've heard on mainstream shit like CNN and MSNBC and think for yourself, man. Your taxes not being wasted or stolen by corruption, healthier kids and healthier population, no more sending troops to fight needless wars overseas? Like, does that sound like something an evil wannabe dictator who wants to tear up the Constitution would suggest to do? Of course not. Like, Jesus Christ, man, how polarized has mainstream media made some people? If those are ideas for which you can put your media-created hatred aside for 2 seconds and actually give the man some props for even suggesting them, then shit, man, I don't know what to tell you. Go pack your bags and live in Iran, I guess. You'd fit right in over there. Oh, well, Trump will never get them done. Mate, at least he's fucking suggesting them. That's more than what can be said for this empty cackling witch. She wasn't saying anything like that. So he's already better than her, isn't he? The fact that every single American citizen isn't excited as fuck for these plans to even have a possibility of becoming realized is insane to me. Whether you have the care or the humility to admit it or not, right? The man has some undeniably good ideas for the country that only a real, true patriot of a president would do, right? And for that, I wish him all the best and then some. So God bless you, President Trump, you handsome bastard. May you make the next 4 years be the best 4 years that America has ever seen, and may you usher in a new era of hope, optimism, and oneness. And hopefully the mainstream media actually lets you do that.